Hello everybody and welcome to Jumputi Heroes. My name is Scarface King. This is going to be a news video slash we're going to do some pulls on one of the banners that are out right now. Lucky me, Golden Week actually coincides pretty much spot on with my birthday every year. So it's quite nice to have all the games having a lot of shit going on around the time that it's my birthday, because that means that there's something for me to do and there's some summons for me to do, and sometimes some pretty awesome characters get added. This event in particular is bizarre. I mean, you can see the graphic right there for it. It wasn't quite what I expected it to be. When we like, I think I did a prediction. I don't know if I did a predictions video, but I definitely talked about it either on the website or in the Discord or on Twitter, you know, and I didn't get any of the predictions right, really, because I don't know, it's just, it seems so okay. Well, let's jump into it and you might kind of catch up with why I'm feeling a little bit confused. This event is starting. Not all of the events within it have started, but this event in general, the overall arcing event, did start today. So as of watching this video, you will be able to go and play this event if, you know, it's within a week or 2 weeks of the video being uploaded. So this special event is being held at the Jumputi Land theme park. You can see that in the background there. This is actually one of the files that was in the game for the anniversary. I think I talked about it before. I was certain that those files, the background images, were being used for the anniversary, and it turned out it was actually for Golden Week, and I had no idea. So that's kind of cool. We quite often see stuff added to the files in advance, but I didn't realise at the time, and it makes me start questioning some of the other things that are in the files. We'll see about that. But if you're watching this within the first, I think it's within the first couple of days. I don't think they give you much time. You can enter in Jumputi Land in Katakana on the Line app as a response to the Jumputi official account, and you'll get a free character multi-ticket, which I believe they've already given out. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe they've already given out. So Golden Week bonus, pretty straightforward. Log in every day, you get rubies, you get golden gacha tickets, and you get other rewards, which, if I remember correctly, is like candles for the event and gold keys. So it's okay. You get 300 rubies total for the whole event. It's okay. For a Golden Week, it's a little bit lacking, but 300 rubies is whatever. We did just have the anniversary, so fair enough. The new era login bonus. They have told us nothing about this, really. Like, there's literally just a thing on their website that says log in on the 1st of May, basically, and that's it. If you're unfamiliar, which, I mean, you know, if you're living outside of Japan, I suppose that's pretty understandable. Japan is going to be getting a new emperor, and from what I can gather, though I don't know this is necessarily the case, it's essentially like the Japanese equivalent of the royal family. Like, they're these heads of state sort of thing, but they're not really necessarily related to the running of the country and stuff. That's handled by, like, I think Japan have a president, or is it a prime minister? I don't know, but you get the point. It's like, it's kind of, they're like the gods. I don't know how to word it, but anyway, we're getting a new emperor in Japan, which is a big deal. It's the start of the new era, the Reiwa era, and if we log in on the day that happens, the Passover happens, they get a prize. We don't know what it is. We don't know if it's going to be anything good. I did see someone on Twitter, one of the Japanese players, say that it might be the start of a new gacha, which we'll talk about down below. And so maybe that this banner that's on today is a little bit of bait, and then this will happen. But I did see that at least Dokkan as well are doing something for the 1st of May. I'm wondering if all the gacha games are going to do something. Maybe not all of them, but all of the big ones might do something for that. I feel like there's a lot you could do with that as well. Like, I don't know. I feel like the word emperor and crown prince and stuff like that, that's used a lot in anime, so there might be some parallels you can draw. It might be an excuse to release certain characters or give out certain goodies. Anyway, prologue event, doesn't matter. You just gotta beat it once. It's just Lil talking a lot. That's what all these prologue events are, because it's a character telling you a story. If you can't read Japanese, this will mean literally nothing to you. It will just be speech bubbles popping up over and over. But it's setting the scene for the story, I guess. The Balloon Collection Festival, there are 4 balloons to collect. You have to beat the 4 different stages that are being added during this event, and you will get a balloon for each one. I think you might have to beat them on a certain difficulty, I'm not sure. But you definitely have to at least take part in all 4 events to get all 4 balloons. And then you get a multi-ticket, so pretty good. The House of Horrors event. We're getting a new character added with this, which is Enchu from Muyo and Roji's Bureau of Supernatural Investigation. That name is always a mouthful. I know very little about Muyo and Roji, but based on what I've been told, this guy is supposed to be one of, if not the major antagonist of the series. If that is the case, pretty rough that he's being added as some random freebie character in some event, but with the way things have been going recently, being a smaller series in Jumputi, you're quite lucky to get anything added. You know, this game has quite a big history. Almost all of year 1, we saw a lot of characters from smaller series getting included. Nowadays, it's a lot less. I mean, they know what's popular, and I think if you're a series that's below a certain number of volumes sold, you're probably not considered for big events and big gacha anymore. Sad to say, that's just how it is. So he's been added. You clear his stage, you collect candles, you trade the candles in at the store for copies of him for his Evolver, and I think there's 2 multi-tickets and a few other tickets in there and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. It's one of those events you grind, and they also have released a House of Horrors boost gacha that will boost the amount of candles that drop on the stage if you have those characters in your team. There's actually a few characters for this, but these 4 characters in particular are 4 of the gacha characters. And we have 2 new characters. We have Perona from One Piece, and we have Roji from Muyo and Roji. I will be pulling on this gacha today because I do really want Roji, and after having a look at Perona, she does seem to have some pretty nice animations. She does seem to have some pretty nice skills, and in particular, it would appear that she is not immune to burn, but she significantly reduces the amount of damage you receive from burn. And considering that's a new debuff, and I would say it is very likely that certain coming stages are going to implement burn heavily. They quite often do this where they will release characters that are immune to something, and then once they've added a few of them, they'll release a catastrophe stage where the enemy will use that a lot. Having those immunities saves lives, man. I did the Shire-Poof event, and the only reason I was able to beat it was because I could comfortably build a team with poison immunity that was also able to do some damage and stuff. So, yeah, I think it's worth pulling for her. For me, that is, because, you know, I am going to be pulling on some of the other gacha that are coming up as well. Sometimes I do think, oh, I'll just skip a gacha, whatever, and I'm not going to spend any money on the game just for this because I don't care about the characters that much. But for this one in particular, I think I'm going to go for it. This gacha might not be for everyone though, but you'll see why when we scroll down a bit more. So you get a guaranteed Perona or Roji on the 5th multi, so that's where we're going to, the 5th multi, which is going to leave me with like 1 ruby. I think I might have got that wrong, but it's going to leave me sorely hurting in the ruby department. We have the Runaway Freefall Challenge event. Now, this event is difficult, and the rewards you get for clearing it aren't that good for how difficult the stage is. So if you can't beat it, I think no hard feelings. This is them testing something. This is the first time we've had stages that are time attacks, that are actual countdowns in real time as opposed to round counters or something like that. You have an actual proper time limit, and if you can't beat it, then well, that sucks. But I will say that when they initially posted the banner for this stage, it only went up to ultimate difficulty, and then they amended that to say that it was catastrophe difficulty, which is one step higher. And I think they did that simply because these stages do seem to be much more difficult than your average ultimate difficulty stage. These if you don't have the right units, this is going to be some of the hardest stages in the game for you to beat. Like, so if you can't beat it, it's no big deal. I think they added it, you know, it's a tester of this new mechanic, so they didn't want to give too good rewards, otherwise people would be really angry when they couldn't beat it. So something to bear in mind. If you can't beat it, it's really not that big a deal. Later on, they probably will have more stages like this. I don't know how they're gonna handle it later, but for now, I don't really care if I can't beat it. It's just whatever. But I haven't actually tried it yet. I haven't even done the first stage, but I've seen people talking about it, and it does appear to be as hard as I expected. Even the developer, who had units that are not released yet in his team on stream, failed to beat it twice. So that kind of shows that this is not supposed to be a walk in the park. We have a new Transcendent class event, which is a Jumputi, the Jumputi Cruise Crisis. I'm a bit confused by this because it's not actually a Transcendent event, but it is. There's going to be a new mechanic involved where basically a wave comes in and it reduces the max HP. This is a new debuff, by the way. Reducing the max HP, essentially, if say your health bar is like 50k, I don't know how much it reduces it by. Let's say it reduces it to like 20k. You won't be able to heal above that 20k. You'll have to operate within the region of that 20k. So it'll make things a lot harder. But it says it's only Transcendent difficulty, so it's probably not going to be that difficult. I don't know. I mean, it's not out until the start of May, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. But we've got Kai and Shiba, which I think literally no one expected to happen ever in this game, really. Because it's... I mean, he's somewhat important in a couple of arcs, sort of. But he's like already dead before the show starts, you know? It's a very bizarre character to be added. He's not... I mean... It's a tad obscure, you know, of all the characters to add. I'm trying to think of a character from another series that would be like this. Like who from Dragon Ball? Like if they added. That's tricky. There's actually quite a few good ones for Dragon Ball. See, actually, if they added Bardock, it's kind of the same, but I'd actually love for them to add Bardock, so it's not really the same. Like, he's Goku's dad, he's the main characters. I mean, sometimes I forget Kaien is technically related to Ichigo, which is why he's just an Ichigo recolor, but it's still a little bit obscure. Still at least a little bit obscure. And we're getting some more Bleach love down here. Kyoraku Shinsui and Jushiro Ukitake from Bleach, both being added. Shinsui appears to be his 1000-year Blood War form, which is sick. We're getting another 1000-year Blood War unit in this game. I'm pretty gassed about that. I guess I couldn't really do Ukitake from 1000-year Blood War because of his role in that arc. I mean, I won't go into too much detail, but he doesn't really do much fighting, so to speak. It doesn't matter. The one thing that really stood out to me, though, is the fact that his eyes are green. I know in the anime his eyes are brown, almost. I mean, maybe it changes later on in the anime, I don't know, but in the early arcs they definitely are brown. Like I went and double checked because I was certain. And for some reason his eyes like really stood out to me here. But I went and looked, and sure enough, on one of the color pages, Tite Kubo has drawn his eyes green. So I guess his eyes are green, and that was a mistake on the part of the anime. So I don't know why that was weird to me. It was just weird to me. It's whatever. I might also pull on this banner. I don't know. I'm feeling a bit whaley, I guess is how you'd put it. This banner doesn't start until the start of May anyway, so I got time. I got time to think about it. By the time this banner is starting, we're probably going to have the next data download. Now, in theory, they normally only do one stream a month, and we've already had the stream for Golden Week. We know that there is a story event coming next, and we haven't had a stream for that, and we're not going to have a stream for that, it seems. So, in that case, the next data download, which would normally be on a Thursday, if that does indeed happen on a Thursday and they don't delay it, we will see information about the next story event on that data download. So hopefully we'll see that, and people will be able to make a decision on what's coming next and whether or not to pull on this gacha. But there is another gacha. We're almost there. We're almost there. Same as before, guaranteed Ukitake, shouldn't we? Big Mum! Hey, Big Mum. Who the fuck thought she'd be coming now, though? Like, I get her being added to the game eventually. Makes absolute sense. But her being added now? Like, it just seems so... Like, you'd think you could easily do a Whole Cake Island One Piece event, you know? It just seems so random. But, hey, we got Big Mum, so... I guess she's a big enough antagonist that, like... Whatever, it's cool to have her. She does in fact come with a costume, which it's not loading for some reason. She does have an aura costume, which seems to have split opinions. I think it looks kind of alright. The colours are a little bit weird, but I think it will look good in motion. This stage is going to be difficult, I guarantee it. We have very little detail on what debuff she's going to do and stuff like that, but I guarantee this stage is going to be a pain in the arse. And for all the One Piece fans that dare to try and get her to max luck, good luck to you. I don't personally think I'm going to be doing that, because getting Shia to max luck was a pain in the arse. So I think I'll self max skill on her, and well, I mean, we'll see what other events are on, but probably max skill and call it a day. That starts on the 30th, so it's a few days. It's a few days. Again, this is going to be just before the new Emperor is formally crowned, you know, the Reiwa era starts. And so, bear in mind, every catastrophe has a limited gacha that comes with it. So, the timing is just about right. The Outer Zone event returns. This event should be permanent. I don't know why it's not permanent. I get it's like nice to be able to bring old stuff back, but these three characters, I mean, maybe they're not all super useful, but especially Moteuchi Yota from Video Girl I is really good for a free unit and has uses in, I mean, he's a bit niche, but in certain stages he is indeed very useful, so having him not available a lot of the time is kind of annoying. Especially for new players that come in and they say, how do I do this, how do I do that? And you go, oh, you just go get this free unit that doesn't exist anymore. I kind of wish this was either available all the time, or at least if they like put it in like the section with the keys, so people could at least have some access to it sometimes. But whatever, free units. You can get them all to 99 luck, so if you're missing out on luck bonuses, this is actually a pretty easy one. It's a bit frustrating, in the sense that the stage has a random chance to drop one of the three, so it can take a bit longer sometimes because of RNG, but the stage is very easy, so a chance to get free decent 99 lucks. Now, this one is basically just a bunch of events are coming back. All of the catastrophe events are coming back with their costumes, so if you haven't got them, you can go and get them. They're still difficult. That's not going to have changed, but hopefully people that couldn't get the costumes before missed out on them because they didn't have the game or whatever. This is their opportunity. Personally, for me, I missed out on Awful 1 because I was really busy during the second part of the anniversary events. So this will be my chance. That's the only catastrophe costume I'm missing. So hopefully I can get that. Also, interestingly, I think some of these are available in the keys section. So some of these events won't be on, but like they'll only be on, so say for example, Thunder events are on from the 2nd of May until the 5th of May. But it does seem like Sasuke was available in the keys section. So you could get Sasuke's costume now if you wanted. That sort of thing. I think they did, I think Sensui as well, maybe a couple of others. So it's a pretty nice little event, I gotta say. It's a pretty nice little event. These 2 beginner class events coming back. Again, don't know why they're not permanent. They're beginner class events, but you can get yourself Hadibel and Haku. So pretty cool, I guess. Now, moving on to the heavy hitters, we have the limited gacha Gear 4th Snake Man Luffy. This is a money maker. This is a money maker. I think there is a little bit of frustration going on because right now this basically One Piece has had one event, right? Which is fair enough. All the big series having one event after in the first year, like I think most people are fine with that. The problem is One Piece now has 5 limited units. 3 of those are Luffy, and we have 4 different forms of Monkey D. Luffy before we even got the full set of Straw Hats. We still do not have Frankie, and we still do not have Brook. And there's a few other characters I'd really like to see from One Piece that we still don't have. And it's a little, for me, it's a little bit disappointing. Like, we've got Perona before we got Frankie and Brook. It's kind of mad. All the One Piece Limiteds are fairly good. Eventually we are going to have 4 limited Luffys of all different colours. And if that happens before we get the full set of Straw Hats, that would be a little bit concerning. But there you are. If you do 9 multis, you are guaranteed to get Snake Man, Monkey D. Luffy. I will probably at least do 3 multis. I won't. Nah, I'll at least do 500. I might do 3 multis, but I won't do any more than that. I refuse to go 9 multis to get a limited unless it is somebody I am heavily attached to. If we got a limited Suna, if we got a limited Kinnikuman, I'm trying to think who else like would really be good. I don't know. It's hard. There's a lot of series I really like. If we got like a limited Tanjiro, I don't think there's any chance of that happening. But if we did, or I mean, maybe if we got a nice like limited Asta or something like that. I'm trying to think of what other series like really stand out to me that we could get limiteds from. I can't think of any. Slam Dunk, maybe Sakuragi. But so far, I think every limited unit has been from like a top-selling battle shonen. So Slam Dunk, top-selling, sure, but not battle. I mean, I guess you could say Gintama is an exception there, but at the same time, it's a bit different, isn't it? Because it's Gintoki from the war, so it's definitely a bit different. But look, I get that the trend is that it's going to be mostly protagonists and characters that are like god level powerful from within their series that get the limited units, because that makes sense. And that's some of the things that people are going to pull for, and especially with like different forms and stuff. That's one of the ways to explore it. I do, however, feel that okay, yeah, you pull a lot of people in with the One Piece stuff, great. There's so many series of Shonen Jump, like we could have waited a little bit longer for Snake Man. That's all I'm saying. Like, we already had Gear 4, we already had Gear 2nd, we already had Time Skip Luffy. We could have waited a bit longer for Snake Man. I'm not going to deny any of the One Piece fans this though. He's pretty cool. His chibi actually looks really decent. Almost better than the actual original art when you look at them side by side. But I mean, maybe that's just because he's in colour or whatever. Maybe it's because his head is the right size and he hasn't got a tiny little pea head. I don't know. But it's pretty cool. I'm hoping we don't get any like major One Piece stuff for a little while now though. Just give us a little break, please. Because we had One Piece for the anniversary. We had Shanks and we had Buggy. and now we've had Perona and Luffy and Big Mom, and just give us a little break, and then at some point, once some time has passed, we can have a One Piece story event, a second one, and then we can bring all this One Piece stuff back, and we can have some new One Piece stuff, and it'll be a grand old time. Anyway, like I said, guarantee 5-star, guarantee 5-star, guarantee Snake Man. 9 multis. And it resets, guys, don't worry, it resets, so you can do it again. It's great. Yamcha returns. To be honest, I didn't know he hadn't been added to the regular rotation, but he hadn't. So, Yamcha, hey, that's pretty cool, I guess. I don't think his costume's coming back. I mean, they've given us no real like indication, but it doesn't look like his costume's coming back. Cell Games is coming back. You might be seeing a trend here. The Cell Games is indeed coming back. This makes sense. You know, they tried to make all the costumes available. Cell has a costume, but he is not, even though his event is Catastrophe Difficulty, it's not a Catastrophe event, it's a story quest. So, it's a bit different. The main difference is the Cell event has a bunch of stages, and you're not fighting Cell in all of them. Whereas with a normal Catastrophe event, you would just fight the same character over and over again. So, yeah, it's a little bit different. Yeah, you know, it's... you can get Cell's costume if you didn't get it before. His stage is I think some people were having trouble with it. I don't really remember. I know I did beat it in the end, so it's definitely doable. It's definitely not too bad. We also have a Cell Games Gacha. Actually, you know, Hinata's got buffed recently, and he was pretty good before. He's actually a really nice unit to have. Gohan is Gohan, of course, he's pretty decent. I'm trying to think of... Sarano, I think, was okay as a support. I don't really remember his front line. And I don't remember much about Android 18. But, I mean, you could check these all out on the database. Link in the description, guys. Hello. Yeah, I don't know. It's an alright gacha, but it brings me to the next thing, which is the Dragon Radar, which has been found in the files, which is an item that has not appeared in the game before. Now, all of this points towards something that I'm not too happy about, and that is there is a good chance we might be getting Dragon Ball as the next story event. The one thing I will say that makes it look like that might not be the case is normally in the top left hand corner on events you have the series logo. You can see that there on Cell's head, the series logo. However, normally when it's a story event related quest or stage, it will actually say the name of the event that you are doing. So if it's a story event, it will have story event in the top left hand corner. So the fact that that's not there is the only thing I have going for me when I say I think Dragon Ball is probably going to be a small second part of Golden Week. I know Golden Week should only be 1 week, but what they're kind of doing is they're starting some of the stuff early, and I think they're going to carry us through the first week of May with Dragon Ball stuff and with stuff about the start of the Reiwa era and all that. So potentially the saving grace is that we won't be going straight into a Dragon Ball event either. It will just be a small little Dragon Ball thing, and then we'll move on to the next story event. I only say that, look guys, I love One Piece, I love Dragon Ball. These games in general, you know, we have OPTC, we have, fuck, what's it called? There's the new, like, One Piece Puyo Puyo Pop looking game. There's Thousand Storm, there's a bunch of One Piece gacha. What's that new one? It's not new, but it's like the game that died for like 10 years and then it came, or 10 months and it came back. I think it's Bounty Rush, yeah. Dokkan as well, Bushigiri Match, Legends, you know. These series get so much attention everywhere, and that's fine because, you know, they're popular, it makes sense, but Jumputi is like a unique opportunity to show off some of the smaller series once in a while. And I know they have done that a little bit in Golden Week, and they did do that a little bit in the anniversary, but every once in a while you just kind of want to break from the massive series that are always getting the attention, and you just want something else to get a little bit of love, you know? Like, we don't have a Medica Box gacha game. We don't have a Katekyo Hitman Reborn gacha game. I know technically, I think there is one, but it's like shit. It's like a shitty Chinese knockoff game, so don't at me about that. You know, Kinnikuman technically does have a gacha, but none of these games are like Spotlight series, you know? And same with some of the newer series, like Kimetsu no Yaiba and stuff. I'm talking about all my favourites, but I mean, that's my point of reference. So hopefully they're just going to hold off on One Piece and Dragon Ball just a little bit longer. Maybe start of year, I don't know, later into year 2, they can start releasing more Dragon Ball One Piece stuff. But for now, please, just a little break. Just a little break. And yeah, so the Dragon Radar, just to clarify, based on the idea of this, it seems to be a gacha currency. So in the Hunter x Hunter event, we had the spider coins that you could use to summon for, I forget her name, Shizuku? I always forget. But this would be collect these and summon on a gacha for this character. My suggestion is, I'm hoping it's Bulma. Could be anyone. I'm hoping it's Bulma. And down here we have a Ruby Sale. This Ruby Sale has become quite common. We're actually going to have another Ruby Sale as well. It's not there, but basically on the... where is it? On the start of May, that's it, on the start of May, we're going to have the same monthly sale we always have, which is 500 rubies for... I don't know how many yen it is, but it's really cheap. It's like £1 or something like that for 500 rubies, so pretty good. This sale, interestingly though, like, this banner has been re-added into the files, but I think it's still got first anniversary branding on it, so I don't know when this sale's actually coming back. Potentially they're going to change this banner, I don't know. But yeah, so that's basically all the news. Down here I'm just speculating about what I think we could see for the next story event. How long have I been talking for? I don't know. I'm using new recording software. It doesn't tell me. It's not very good. Anyway, let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of that. And hey, there's the game. And there's a little hiding there in the corner. So, oh no, it resets the game. Did I break it? Did I break it? I think it's fine. Haha, okay. So, what we're going to be doing today... Okay. Getting sent back to the home screen, apparently. What we're going to be doing today is I've got a few tickets. We'll do those first. We get our free daily summon, so we can do that. We've got a data download right now, which... I don't know, I guess that must be a bug fix. It's 40 megabytes though, that's pretty big for a bug fix. I'll look into what that is after I finish the video, and if it was anything important, I'll add that into the video. But normally, if you get a data download weird time like this, it's typically because they've realised they fucked something up, or they made an event too hard, or you know, certain things they added to the game, like techniques and skills, weren't working properly. Certain things were causing the game to crash. Sadly, you know, and the devs are very aware of this. They have been very open talking about this. They know that they have broken this game a lot, and they have added things that, like, you know, crash the game. And the way they worded it was, they know they've caused a lot of problems for the fans, because people download this game, they're like, oh, this looks cool, and then they go through actual hell trying to play it. So what are you gonna do? It does look like it was a bug, so hopefully that's been fixed. I'm just reading it really quickly. I don't know. It might have been an event change or something. Again, I'll check if it was anything important, and I'll write it on the video if it was. So let's start things off with the tickets. As you can see, 4251, which is almost exactly what I need to do 5 multis on this banner. Ideally, I'll get one of each character in the first multi, and I won't do any more pulls, but we don't live in an ideal world, and I'm sad to say I'm probably going to do 5 multis, and I'm not going to get everything I want. But Roji's kind of cool, so if I get him, great. I would really like Perona, because she looks to be a very decent character. If we don't get her, oh well. But let's do these free ticket multis, because, I mean, historically these have been awful for me, but maybe today will be the day we get a 5-star on it. Who knows? I gotta do the tickets first, because otherwise it's gonna... Oh, 3 stars, awesome. I gotta do the tickets first, because otherwise when your box fills up it won't let you do the tickets and makes you get rid of characters. But it doesn't do that when you're summoning with rubies, so... Oh! Oh! Ah, that's nothing. I've already maxed out Krillin, so that doesn't mean anything anymore, sadly. Let's do my free daily summon. I've got a few 5-stars off this now, but nothing good really. It's all been dupes, which is sad, but I mean, it's free, you know? you can't turn your nose up at freebies. I got a free Shinkashiki, which is going to just be turned into medals, probably. Medals to summon for... I know, not to summon, to trade in, sorry, for probably die at some point, unless they add another character. I'm hoping they'll add another character soon, but you know what? If they don't, it is what it is, and eventually I'll just cave and end up buying them. Okay. Well, the first multi has been great, I guess. I think Softon might be boosted, because I think he's a boosted character on the event. I might be wrong on that, but I believe that's the case. Let's go into the second multi. If we can get a 5-star here, great. That'd be a good way to start. 5-star, 5-star. Ah, got a lot of gold there. Did we at least get like a Nami or a Shiryu? Or a Hiruma? Or Kaori? No? Okay. We didn't get any of the characters that have evolution, so that's good. But now, third multi, guaranteed 5-star. You can't go wrong. You can go wrong, but... more than one. Hey, we got 2. I'll take it. Reiki. Okay, I mean, I was happy to get Reiki before, but getting dupes of him is like whatever. I think getting Muyo dupes is probably better right now. So, a bit disappointed it was him and not Muyo. A lot disappointed that it was him and not Perona or Roji. But we're coming up. Hey, we got Hiruma, that's good. We're coming up to the 5-star. I think it might be after Kaoru. Oh, okay. It's a Kinnikuman dupe. Unfortunately, at one point I fed him jewels, which is now looking like a bad decision, but he's still a great unit, so I'm not too mad. I think he is still, to this day, the only character that ignores guard completely. And my game crashed. Okay. Okay, that multi probably just went through and I didn't get to see who I got. If that is the case... Great. Oh my god. Sadly, like I was saying when the game was loading before, this game, and the devs know it, has some problems. It does have some problems, and you know, that it's good that they're open about it. It's good that they've, you know, made the point that they're trying their best. You know, they're trying their best. But yeah, there is definitely instances. I mean, certain stages I still can't play. The Big John stage, which is the monkey character from Mon, even though they're all monkeys in that series. the police officer, I should say, I guess, or the jail warden, I don't know. His stage just crashes my game. I have no idea why. Sometimes when I've reinstalled a game, it fixes it for a little while, but then it goes back to being broken again, so I don't know. So that multi did go through, and I didn't get the... Well, let's see who I got. Let's see if it... can you sort by recent? Is it that one? Nope, that's not it. I don't think you can you? Or can you? Type... I think that's rarity. This one? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's it. And click that. Hey, we got Perona! Hey! Okay. I do like her idol. That's... Get the ghost praising and everything, it's amazing. Rest of that multi was pretty interesting. Anyway, let's go. Do I want to stop there? No. We're committed now. We're committed now. It's just is what it is. And that's gonna be coming up on the last pull of the video. Oh, this 5-star, guys. What do you know? And we got one, please. We got Roji. All in all, I got what I set out for. I'm pretty happy with that. Roji is adorable with his idle animation. Yeah, pretty good. It could have been worse. A bit disappointed that I just missed the second multi, or the fourth multi, I guess. But I got both of them. I think both of them are going to be pretty decent. What's his damage plus attack down? Pretty good. Always pretty useful. Oh, okay. 5 blue to red, 5 green to yellow, and for 2 turns, red and yellow. Yeah, red and yellow, what? I don't know what that says. An interesting ability, though. An interesting ability. And his passive skill... I'm not sure what that says. I'm not going to pretend I can read it all. But there you go. I'm happy I got him. He's probably going to be useful on this event that's really easy. I'm hoping Perona is going to be useful for Big Mom, if not useful for a later catastrophe event. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I don't know. We'll pick up next week when we're in the new era of Japan. Yeah.